Aloha and welcome in. I am Kapualani, and this is your collective, timeless general reading. All right, so doing a little pre shuffle here, um, but let's open space with some intention setting. So I'm going to chime my tuning fork 3 times. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and open space as we chime the tuning fork. I will do a small guided meditation if that's okay. So I invite you at this time to just gently close your eyes and intentionally connecting with your breath, breathing in through the nose for a count of four, three, two, one, holding it at the top for a count of four, three, two, one, and exhale, releasing three, two, one, and then breathing in again, holding it at the top, and exhaling in your own time, and maybe doing one or two more of that intentional breathing, okay, if you'd like. So, how are you? Yeah, let's check in. Let's tune in. The one thing that I did want to share, it came through. Yeah, Spirit saying yes, share it. Planting a new seed. But here's the thing in the message that I received in that regard. Um, our crown chakras, if you're listening to this right now, it's very likely that you've had some sleep disturbances or something significant connecting to your sleep patterns or cycles, dreams, whatnot, and experiences. But even so, even if not, there's something unique going on physiologically, definitely, and obviously energetically. But what I'm getting at is that there are healings, activations, alignments, and corrections, reattunements that are taking place between the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, especially at this time. And that's when that Ace of Pentacles popped out, that download was coming through. And so if you're watching this, I mean, anyone who's going to be watching my videos is already kind of like, HSP, highly sensitive person. You're already dialing in and tapping in on some level. All right. And so, if I'm hearing spirits like use this space to deepen that connection. Yeah. So any of these readings, quite frankly. But yeah, you're getting ready, you're planting a new seed. Um, and you can feel something substantial. If you don't feel that, if you don't feel anything substantial, or if you don't have your sights set on something substantial to connect to as a goal for a focus, that's going to be coming up. Okay, or at least that's the focus at this time. There's a new opportunity that's coming through, one that you may already know of, that or not, we'll see. What is this new opportunity, Spirit? This Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this is your connection to self and how you navigate choppy waters, so to speak. But navigating it as the King of Cups, so standing in your power and not allowing fear or doubts to dictate your decisions, your actions, your movement. So I'm going to go back to that crown chakra, third eye healing. Yeah, there's a repair on that that's taking place that's going to allow you to more deeply and fully access your higher consciousness, higher awareness. All right. And if you are open to receiving that download, that message, claim it in the comments, give this video a like, say what's up. No, but seriously, the more that you interact and engage here, and if you are not subscribed and these messages vibe, definitely hit that subscribe button. But my point is, it allows me to have a deeper, more clear connection with your energy. Okay. And like when you set intentions and so forth. So, yeah, Nine of Pentacles, you're moving toward independence and towards establishing yourself, possibly even working on establishing your own sense of wealth, and looking toward entrepreneurship. So you're planting a seed, and it's kind of like Spirit's really encouraging you here, and you are protected. Okay, there's something that's waiting for you. If you haven't taken the action yet, let this be your sign and your message that yes, like whenever, if it's a matter of sometimes, it's paperwork where there's certain actual dates, right? That you have to wait until you proceed or until you're able to do XYZ. So unless that's, the case, this is your green light. And even, even so, if that's the case, this is your green light that, yeah, do the thing, head toward it. Don't let fears or doubts cloud your judgment or stop you from establishing yourself and your, continuing on with this progress. There's something about a new seed that you're going to plant that, as you trust yourself and have confidence in your gut senses and are able to compartmentalize all that stuff, let yourself be felt, seen, but you know what I mean? Maybe in the way that um is standing through with confidence, excuse me, shining through with confidence. Yeah, you're heading toward success. You're heading toward really standing again in your independence. And they're slow, it's something that you can feel good. What I mean to say with the word control, like you can feel in control of, it's like the comfort of it. It feels like the pace in which it is unfolding feels good, is what I'm getting. Okay. So, yeah, that crown chakra, third eye activation, if that resonates with you and if you're calling that in, simply say yes, I accept, I receive, thank you, or drop that in the comments just to kind of connect to that energy. Okay, call that energy in, connect to that energy, allowing myself and our guides here that permission to support you in that way. Okay, hit the like button if you're shy, whatnot, but don't be shy anyway. So yeah, also, for those who are new, there will be a part two to this at kapualani.com/extensions. And I'll leave that link in the description box below or the comments. So, yeah, this prosperity that we're looking at, this independence, and even health, okay, on a health level, working toward goals, you're going to get there. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, health wise, the answer's right in front of you. Okay, look no further, the answer's right in front of you. It's kind of like, oh, how do I, you already know what there is. So spirits like just pick one, but you don't have to be hasty about it is the thing. Use this time. The hangman is always that energy. Like number one, if you have been sitting on it, then you have no one to blame but yourself is what I'm hearing. Like they're kind of like, if you're working towards something and you haven't taken the action and you've kind of been like playing with your food, so to speak, then you have no one to blame but yourself. If you're sitting there like, oh, why is my stomach growling? Well, you're just standing like staring at the options, or you know what I mean? Like, you're hungry and go and get something to eat. And if you don't know what you want, then the longer you wait, the hungrier you'll get. You know what I mean? So there's something there to that message. And the hangman does invite you though to take a look at yourself from a different circumstance. Don't, it's almost like, don't be afraid to see what's there. um and don't be afraid to choose either. Again, there's no need to be hasty. There will be a right time and place for certain elements to fall into place. That being said, but in doing so and giving this time and space to develop, I'm not going to go with those, sorry. We'll look at the bottom though for a little bit of guidance. Yeah, get out of your head. um don't psych yourself out. There's something that you may need to take a look at beneath the surface. Like maybe you're feeling that there's something there beneath the surface to look at. Don't avoid it. If there's something that you're sensing, don't be afraid to investigate. Okay, don't be afraid to look into it. Don't be afraid to address it. Don't be afraid to tackle it head on, because the answer is right under your nose. Okay, so Pisces energy with Hangman. We got Pisces energy here also. Okay. So Spirit, give us some advice here. That being said. Okay, 5 of Cups. Part of it is, it's going to be okay is what I'm hearing. It's going to be okay. Um I'm just going to drop this one and I'm going to get some message behind that one. Yeah, there's like, don't beat yourself up, especially when it comes to regret or disappointment in how things did or didn't go. Okay? Don't be harder on yourself than you need to be. Remember, I think, what is it said earlier, the longer that you wait, the hungry that you're going to get. So it's kind of like, just do something, you know what I'm saying? Take some type of helpful affirmative action, inspired action here, but helpful healing action. Focus on the healing. There is recovery. Five is an energy of recovery. So there's healing on a health level, there is healing on an emotional level, just, all around and energetically. All right. But Five of Cups here is, yes, like, cry over spilled milk if you want. That's what I say, but just clean it up in the meantime. Don't just like let it get stale and stinky. You know what I mean? And remember that there are still things to look forward to or look ahead to, but before you get there, it's just about doing what needs to be done here and now. Like when I said cleaning up the spilled milk, right? Addressing the issues at hand so that you can move forward with a clearer sense of self. And you know what I mean, just kind of, that's the healing space. Even though we know that there's still better out there, for example, we may know that cognitively and rationally, but it doesn't mean that emotionally we're able to put two and two together, right? So that's where, with the Five of Cups energy, again, do that work to help. You know what I mean? In the meantime, what are you gonna do? You can sit there and cry, but you can also sit there and cry and help yourself at the same time. And then pretty soon, your tears dry up, and like you're getting ready to step back into things. You're getting ready to enjoy that piece of cake. It's kind of like where you don't, their favorite piece of food or whatever, your favorite dessert, favorite whatever it is, and your favorite thing to do, favorite hot, you know what I mean? And it just brings you no joy, no enjoyment from it, because you're too fixated on the other stuff that happened, that you're never going to be able to change, that you're never going to, you know what I'm saying? But there's something that you can do right now to get to the other side of that. And so, like I said, as you're doing that stuff, the triage or whatever it is, cleaning up that spilled milk, taking care of business, whatever needs to be taken care of, going to therapy, going to the doctor, whatever it is, right? Letting yourself cry, letting yourself process, not stuffing things down, repressing or suppressing, that kind of thing. But in doing that, right? Not only are you doing something proactive, helpful, and healing, well, healing first of all, right? Self healing. Um, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's putting that to use so that, like, wow, you said about that cake or whatever that hobby is, right? You can start to enjoy it again, right? So that's part of it. Is don't be afraid, because we're even going from the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. So we're making progress from a place of stuckness, perhaps. You know, discontent. So I said I'd give these cards a quick look. Mother of Pentacles. So there is support, even though the support may also feel a little bit burdened or burdensome. Um, there may be, this is going to be coming to an end. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay, so no, we're gonna focus it on self and center spirit. Just give me a cohesive message. Thank you, spirit. Okay, yeah. There's cycles of hardship that it's, this has not happened yet. This is happening. This is in process, and you're at the end of it. The 10, it hasn't ended yet. It is in the process of ending, though, because if we were in cycles of 1 through 10, we're at the 10, like at that beginning of 10, and we're not at the ending of 10 yet, which is the beginning of a new start. So you're getting, this is a good thing. In other words, you're wrapping things up, closing things out where there's stress and concerns of business, whereas there's a blockage to your vision, a drain on the life force, okay, or and the feeling of comfort within the self, and concerns about security for the future. I'm not saying it's just okay, wham bam, it's done, and no worries. um Things, there's something, whatever, if there's some kind of a deeper dream, vision, or goal that you have, that at times it may have seemed a little bit out of reach or whatever, and but you're still working toward it, or at least, you know what I mean, you can still see that it might be there, however much of a struggle that it's been. Don't give up, like it's still there under the surface, underneath it all. Okay, prioritize. Sometimes when I see the mother of pentacles, the queen of pentacles, I think of the need to prioritizing the self, and especially when it comes to health and wealth for your future, to establish stability, security, and wellness, basically, on a physical level, meaning financially and physically, in the terms of your health, your body. Okay, so that's what it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, helping to turn this stuff around, addressing it now. That's what it will do, the chain reaction of longevity, basically. So, in whatever way that resonates, what's coming up for you, if it's your money, if it's your health, your home life, things of that nature, um, just in general, any of those or all of them, for example, then yes. Okay. So, Five of Cups. What's outcome energy? Too many again. So we're gonna stick with the top. Son of Cups. Yeah, moving forth with confidence and be bold. Be bold. Yeah, you're gonna find your stride again. Okay, like don't stress out too much. Like when I'm seeing these energies, it's kind of like just have patience. The information's going to come, and you'll put it together. And it may not. It may not be in. Like it may be information. The information is gonna change things. Okay, the information is gonna change things. um but in this case, that's where it's like that Son of Cups is kind of like move forth with confidence. Okay, move forth with confidence. And even if this is about, like, for example, if you're watching this and your concern is predominantly your love life, for example, first just hear out the messages as they are. um but just put that spin on it. Okay, when it's working towards something long term, like, you know what I mean, where relationships are concerned or whatnot, which I hope that would make sense. It's easy to kind of put that into that perspective, or but anyway, I'm not going to nitpick it. We're going to dive deeper into these messages in part two. Of course, I'm going to pull on my animal spirit guides, and keep in mind, we do refer to the angel answers. So if you have any yes no questions for the angels, we're going to pull from the angel oracles in part two, and the romance angels as well. So two different angel oracles. But yeah, any romantic phase, but it doesn't have to be, as I always say, it can just be any area where you are feeling most, um, focused or concerned. Okay. Spirit animals, give us some guidance here. Thank you. Nightingale. All right. So there's this there's this song Nightbird by this band Kalapana. So I don't know if you guys, if anybody watching this knows that song, but give me a like at minimum if you do. But my point is, I just thought of that song, Nightbird, when I saw Nightingale. So obviously with Nightingale, there's your voice. Follow that voice in the dark and trust your heart, is what I'm hearing. There's something here also about messages from the ether, reconnecting back to the healing aspect between the crown and the third eye. So I feel like there may be things that you could be contemplating and feeling stuck on, because maybe there's some regrets from the past that like I get it, right? And it's a little bit difficult to feel confident moving forward, and it might dwell a little bit, but I get this feeling that this, okay, yeah, this new beginning. Thank you for this additional spin on this, Spirit, before we go into the part 2 here. This new beginning is giving you the confidence to move forward, especially if there are areas that you're feeling stuck on right now. Okay, you're moving towards your goals. If you're feeling is again, if you're like, this isn't a future thing of feeling stuck in da, 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 if you already are feeling this, all right, you're already feeling it. And so, especially if you have been feeling regretful or just kind of feeling it difficult to let go of the past, or like the past letting go of you, this is where this new beginning, it's going to give you that boost to move forward, right? Just to explore, be inquisitive, listen to your gut. The thing with the Knight of Cups, follow your heart and be bold and daring. Don't be afraid to listen to your gut. Okay, it's not about being reactive, but about being responsive. Okay, but like, let that part of your voice also come through, and letting yourself be heard, and take the action, that inspired action, okay, that's lining up with your heart and soul. But yeah, it's this again, that seed that's being planted, that new beginning and so forth, that healing with the crown chakra and that third eye, right, aligning you with greater sense of confidence and clarity and self-trust, trusting your instincts, the insights and the downloads that you're getting, or that you get, okay, and then how to move through it as well, because there's something that's going to click, or at least be in, like, kind of encouraging, okay, encouraging with, okay, like, that sucks, or that was rough to see, or we remember that tower or whatever, it's like, oh gosh, but all right, let's do this. There's still, you know what I mean, there's something here where even though something may feel like a step back, it's still a positive movement forward. Like, something about that is like one step back, two steps forward. That's it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So yeah, the Nightingale, I don't think I've ever pulled Nightingale before, but remind me if I have. But I will be reading from the book on Nightingale, the Nightingale in part 2, of course, just as a reminder. But I'm going to close up here and invite you to my website, kapualani.com, to schedule your session if you are feeling guided to do so. And also, as a note, I almost forgot, for those who don't know, the extension is pay what you can. So it's anything, like, I think the minimum that they allow is like $1 or something like that. But at any rate, thanks so much. I will see you in part 2.